You really think he's going to allow us to vote on a budget when the politics have changed and his politics? If you do, you're Willie Nelson high. You're smoking some of the best dope God ever put breath in. What appropriations process? All we've got left are CRs and rescission packages. And President Trump's not the first president to ever send a rescission package, is he?
No, sir.
A bunch of presidents have, haven't they? And did civilization melt?
They did not.
No, they didn't. But that's not the real principle, is it, Mr. Director?
No, sir.
The real principle is, why do we give money to CNN?
No.
Do we give money to Fox?
No.
Do we give money to Politico?
No.
Then why are we giving money to public broadcasting? Why? We're $36 trillion in the hole.
Patriots, pull up a chair. We need to have a serious conversation about what you just heard. Because what played out in that hearing wasn't just the usual swamp theater. It was a window into how broken, arrogant, and unserious our so-called representatives have become. First off, let's be crystal clear. The speaker in that clip is 100% right. He's saying out loud what millions of Americans already know in their gut. The appropriations process in Washington is a total clown show. I want you to think about this. They accuse this director of undermining the sanctity of the appropriations process. Really? What sanctity? What integrity? We've watched these people rack up $36 trillion in debt. Trillion. Do you even comprehend that number? That is a mortgage on your children's and grandchildren's freedom. And yet, here they are, grandstanding about how they care about the process. Folks, they don't care. They care about staying in power, keeping the gravy train flowing to their pet projects, and making sure you keep footing the bill. That's probably the most honest thing ever said in a hearing. If you really think Chuck Schumer is going to bring these bills to the floor and let Republicans have a say in spending, then you are, like he said, Willie Nelson high, smoking the best dope God ever made. It's a joke. And it's why the only thing left is continuing resolutions, kicking the can down the road, and rescission packages.
I apologize for the protesters, but I can assure you that under congressional rules and the laws in the District of Columbia, they will be promptly punished and put on double secret probation. You'll probably see them back again today. I think the president's demonstrated that he understands that what you allow is what will continue. We seem to have a problem with that concept. I listened to some of my colleagues accuse you of doing everything but abandoning your children to wolves. They accuse you of undermining the sanctity and integrity of the appropriations process. And I'm sitting here thinking, what sanctity? What integrity? What appropriations process? I'm proud to serve on this committee. I watched this committee last year. We passed 11 out of 12 minibuses. Sent them to, and we all choked down some stuff you wouldn't believe. And we sent them to Senator Schumer, my friend. He refused to bring the bills to the floor of the Senate. Now, that's when he was in the majority. You really think he's going to allow us to vote on a budget when the politics have changed and his politics? If you do, you're Willie Nelson high. You're smoking some of the best dope God ever put breath in. What appropriations process? All we've got left are CRs and rescission packages. And President Trump's not the first president to ever send a rescission package, is he?
No, sir.
A bunch of presidents have, haven't they? And did civilization melt?
They did not.
No, they didn't. Now, you want to know how we got $36 trillion in debt? Just listen to this. Let me tell you what it's like. A majority, and not everybody, a majority of this body, they're all for cutting spending porn. They're all for going to heaven, but they're not ready to make the trip. That's how we got to $36 trillion. This stuff about PEPFAR, oh my God, you're going to destroy the world. Now, there's a part of PEPFAR that deals with money for life-saving care, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And there's a part of PEPFAR that you look at it and you want to say, pass me the sick bucket, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
And you're getting rid of the sick bucket stuff.
Yes, sir.
You're getting rid of $5.5 million to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex advocacy in Uganda, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe we're arguing about this. I can't believe we're arguing about this. PEPFAR, we're not denying life-saving care to anybody, are we?
No. And $10 billion would remain for that funding.
And a couple of my colleagues have made the point, well, this was President Biden. President Biden ate my homework. And these programs have already expired. Some of these are multi-year programs, aren't there?
Yes. Multi-year grants.
Let's talk about public broadcasting. Now let's cut to the chase. Public broadcasting in America today is political as hell. We all know that. You don't have to be a senior at Caltech to see it. Some folks like their politics, so they want to give them money. Some folks don't like their politics, and they don't want to take it away. But that's not the real principle, is it, Mr. Director?
No, sir.
The real principle is, why do we give money to CNN?
No.
Do we give money to Fox?
No.
Do we give money to Politico?
No.
Then why are we giving money to public broadcasting? Why? We're $36 trillion in the hole. I hope you send us more rescission packages. It's the only way we're going to get anything done. I'm embarrassed to say that. But I've seen this movie before, and this appropriations process is broken. And finally, somebody is trying to give us a chance to cut the spending porn. And we're sitting here fighting about it? The American people are going, what planet did all you people just parachute in from? I'm done, Madam Chair.
Senator Heinrich.
For those who don't know, a rescission package is when the president tries to claw back money Congress has already appropriated. And let's be clear, this isn't some unprecedented power grab. Every president has done it. It's the only scrap of fiscal sanity we have left. But you want to know why we're $36 trillion in debt? Because, like he said, a majority in that body on both sides of the aisle love to talk about cutting spending, but not a single one of them wants to make the trip. They want to go to heaven, but they're terrified of paying the price. And here's the part that should make every American furious. They are defending taxpayer money being shoveled to radical advocacy groups overseas. $5.5 million to LGBTQ advocacy in Uganda? With our tax dollars? And then they have the gall to claim that clawing that money back will somehow kill people? Let me tell you something, folks, that's a lie. The life-saving care funding remains. $10 billion stays right where it is. The only thing getting cut is the woke social engineering slush funds that have nothing to do with saving lives and everything to do with pushing an ideology most Americans don't agree with. And then we get to public broadcasting. This is the part that really grinds my gears. Why in God's name are we funding public broadcasting in 2025? They are openly partisan. They slant every story. They attack conservatives day in, day out. And yet you and I have to pay for it whether we like it or not. Let me ask you, do we fund CNN? No. Do we fund Fox News? No. So why are we writing checks to NPR and PBS? Why are we borrowing money from China, sticking our kids with the bill, just so PBS can call half the country bigots every night at 6? It's insanity. And finally, someone in Washington has the guts to stand up and say, enough. This is exactly why America is fed up. This is why you're seeing a movement of patriots who say no more. No more debt. No more woke pork. No more empty promises about fiscal responsibility. I don't care if you've got an R or AD by your name, if you're defending this garbage, you're part of the problem. So to the director who sat there and calmly explained why he was sending a rescission package, God bless you. And to the congressman who told the truth, thank you. Because while the DC elite squabble about who gets credit, Real Americans are struggling to pay their bills, fighting to keep their businesses afloat, and wondering if our kids will ever know what prosperity and freedom used to feel like. Patriots, this is why we fight. This is why we hold these people accountable. Because if we don't, nobody will. So do me a favor. Share this video. Call your representative. Tell them you are done funding spending porn. You are done mortgaging your future so these bureaucrats can pat themselves on the back. Stand strong. Speak out. And never forget, we are the people. And it's time to take our country back.